Hello, I'm Debbie Bell Hosking for Finextra TV at Payments Unleashed EMEA, and I'm joined by David Budzewski, who is Global Acceptance at MasterCard, and we're talking about the evolution of payments. So David, welcome here to our pop-up studio at the event.
Great to be here, Debbie.
Evolution of payments, Payments Unleashed. Let's start off by asking you, from your point of view, what excites you about payments today?
Well, it's a great question, and we're going on a continued journey of innovation in the payments ecosystem. Historically, we've seen payments emerge from the swipe, tap, through to mobile wallets, through to invisible payments now as consumers that we see. And a key thread throughout their journey has been having trusted and interoperable infrastructure. And for consumers, merchants alike, that's been key, the trust element. With the emergence of AI, which seems to be top of mind for us all at the moment, that paradigm is shifting, and the experience that we've had of consumers is becoming more invisible. It's being more enabled by autonomous capabilities. And it's key that that trust factor continues to be there for all of us.
You took me back on a journey as I approach my next question when you did the whole swipe and tap. And of course, yes, trust is still so important even as technology moves forward. So let's look at businesses. What are the challenges they are facing, particularly now as Gen AI is shaping this new era of commerce?
Yeah, the experience that we see businesses embarking on is going to be, I think, an evolutionary one. We can foreshadow it from where we are today, but what comes tomorrow in this agentic world and in the world of stable coins and other rails will change so rapidly that it's challenging to sit here and crystal ball what the future looks like. But if I think about where we are today with the agentic commerce journey, businesses are really thinking about how their brand, their customer relationships continue to be front and center. They've invested so much in building the relationships that each of us have with our preferred retailer, our preferred coffee shop as an example. But agentic commerce really changes that entire experience. So that's a key element that businesses are going to really think about. Beyond that, it's also managing the fragmented technology stack that facilitates the commerce experience. And for a business having to manage the relationship with the consumer as well as the fragmentation of technology, that can be quite a daunting exercise. I think one of the great things as MasterCard is that we're there on the journey to really help merchants and consumers embrace the technology and feel that they are having a safe and trusted experience. And we've been doing this for 60 years as a network, and we'll continue to do this for another 60 years and beyond to make sure that that trust element's there and merchants feel that they are able to embrace these changes. And this is only one change, as I said. In 2-3 years' time, we don't know what other evolution will take place.
So David, let's stay with the merchants. They are grappling innovation, rapidly changing innovation. You've mentioned fragmentation. So what does success look like for merchants in this agentic era?
So success isn't really about experimenting agentic in isolation. It's really about driving real outcomes through commerce. And merchants, I think, have 3 areas that they will need to grapple with to define success. One is trust, the other connectivity, and therefore simplicity. So when you encapsulate all those 3, how is a merchant, a business, able to manage all those moving parts, whilst also focusing on running their business? And I think partners like MasterCard is where we're able to really empower merchants with providing the right tool sets, providing the right level of education to really help them navigate this evolving and changing space. And we've been doing that for a number of years, as I mentioned earlier, for 60 years in the past, and we'll continue to do that for another 60 years as we move forward.
I like those 3 words as we bring our interview to a close: trust, connectivity, and simplicity.
Absolutely. It's all about trust and safety, I think, fundamentally for the ecosystem.
David, thank you so much for joining us here.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.